Hello again everyone, going to do this upload nice and early as I've got plans this evening. I'm here with another end of day price action analysis. It's Thursday the 2nd of March. I took a loss today on EU for half risk, so 0.5%, and we'll go through that and how I could have avoided, and we'll discuss that as well today. So we're here on the daily. This is how yesterday closed. It closed out actually rejecting this small daily POI as an orb slash imbalance here, and I noted that yesterday. So I mark out the previous daily high, previous daily low as usual, previous weekly high stuff. So I'll drop down to the 4 hour. So this was the 4 hour leg that I had identified yesterday. I was expecting some pullback. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to make it into the premium or not, or how far into the premium, because it looked like we had a lot of bullish pressure, right? It looked like we had reached this point and the previous weekly high was just there, so it'd probably go for it today. That was just my opinion and my bias. You can see today a lot of bearish pressure. This daily POI held up very well and caused a massive bearish move back into discount, which is where I should have exercised a lot more patience, right? So down to the 1 hour. Yesterday I had identified this 1 hour imbalance. So this 1 hour imbalance also matched up with DXY, which had a 1 hour imbalance too. So I was looking at that as a possible area of a continuation today. Once it pulled back overnight, took Asia lows, I was thinking that is a good possible area for looking for longs, right? To go for this previous daily high, previous weekly high today. We can see that didn't work out and price was very bearish, which means that dollar was very bullish, right? I'll jump over to DXY just now quickly and we can see that, right? This was the 1 hour imbalance and OB that I had identified, and I thought it held or was going to hold, and it didn't. So I'll go back to EU and just continue here. I'll go down to the 15-minute in just a moment, but we can see all this bearish pressure coming into the market from this daily POI. So this was after New York session, and overnight into Asia, gradually made its way down. It was building up this buy side liquidity trend line that I saw, which I thought was nice. We broke that low, which is liquidity itself, finally came into the 1 hour imbalance, and this is where I thought I saw an opportunity and got lost in the lower time frames a little bit, probably trying to force a trade. I'll go down to the 5-minute. Looks a bit cleaner here, you'll understand. So at this point we was in a 1 hour imbalance. We was also at 50% of the 4 hour imbalance, and we was at the DXY imbalance slash OB that was present, right? So what I saw was this. So I went down to the 5-minute, which usually I'm patient. I wait for the 15-minute break of structure to just confirm, that something's going to go that way. I correctly or incorrectly saw this here as a, swing structure for the 15-minute. I saw this as a high, and once it kind of closed above it, rather than a strong close, I saw that as a break of structure. And obviously on the 5-minute it's very clear, it's broken out here, it's left behind a 5-minute OB with imbalance, and I thought, okay, yeah, we're ready to go. It went my way for 10 minutes, was very close to getting to my break-even spot and partial, and then it failed, right? DXY had other plans. So this was a 0.5% position. So we had this break here, we had this small energetic break on the 5 minute and this slow corrective pullback, building small bits of buy side liquidity here, and then I thought we would go for the London high and possibly this liquidity here, but that wasn't my target because I still wasn't sure. DXY and stuff, I wasn't confident. That's why I did go in with this 0.5% position, which you could say was, I was hedging my risk. It wasn't an A+ setup. It wasn't an A+ setup. This wasn't a clear break for me, you know, of like an obvious swing structure on the 15 minute that I like to see, right? So I hedged my position in the sense of, okay, I'll lower risk. It seems worth it, right? We had this good push up, breaking the structure, and this slow corrective pullback into the New York kill zone time, and we hit the 5 minute and rejected it. So just say again, I had the 1 hour imbalance on my side, had DXY that looked like it was on my side, I had a breaker structure in the lower time frame, and was at 50% of the 4 hour imbalance. Now I'm not going to beat myself up about it too much because it just didn't go my way. I wouldn't say the negatives were outweighing the positives. We were just barely in the discount of the leg, of the massive 1 hour leg we had, right? The 4 hour leg discount was still a bit lower, but you know, we moved from here. It looked like a good area. So yeah, I won't beat myself up, but that's the loss that I had. And I'm going to move over to the DXY, and you know, I could have waited for the DXY to confirm. I even wrote a little note here. Could have saved myself by waiting for a proper swing break, right? I was counting this small internal low as a break, right? As a break of a 15 minute structure, like confirming this 1 hour ob. And I just don't think I was being true to myself. I would say it's a bit eager, right? It's a bit eager. The same thing I did here on EU, right? It was a bit eager, probably thinking, you know, it's going to take off from this area. Sometimes it does that, and it doesn't give you a chance. It just comes to the first ob instead of deep into the premium, which, I mean, deep into the discount, where there's possibly better, more extreme order blocks, right, to continue to move. So yeah, that was the negative for me, and that's just, you know, something I wanted to get out there, that it happens, and you know, you can't avoid all loss. But I think I could have avoided it. I could have avoided it by just looking at, you know, the bearish pressure on the higher time frame and thinking, okay, let this confirm a little bit. But I'm glad I only risked 0.5% due to these negatives. You know, you can take trades that if they're not your A+, you know, you want to mitigate some of your risk somehow, right? And that's how I do it. So as we can see, this is super bearish. Let's get rid of these for now because they're clearly not holding price. So for tomorrow, and you know, for overnight, we'll see how this area holds up, and we'll see if this daily area is just going to continue with that bearish flow. I think the message for me for tomorrow, and you know, what's left of the week, is just patience, right? Let's wait for the market to decelerate, show its hand, if it's going to continue with the order flow, or if it's going to continue, or if it's going to turn around and, you know, continue bullish, and let it show its hand to me and which side of price I want to be on. Right, that's my philosophy for tomorrow and the rest of the week, which is tomorrow. And that's just how I'm going to look at it. This is, I guess, quite an important area, because now if this breaks, you know, we could have a weak low situation on our hands on the 4 hour and the daily, right? This would become a weak low because it failed to break this swing high. So that, for me, would actually make EURUSD looked quite bearish. It looked like it's going to go a lot further down, right? And yeah, that would be my sentiment. If we break this low, we're going to come for lower prices, right? So we'll see. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed, and if you think I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. See you again tomorrow.